Talk to me about Agatha. What did you think?
I'm
Because we got
on,
two
on
episodes. We got two episodes to talk about here as well. By the way, it's three
oh
and
three
four.
oh
We
right,
weren't
three
we
and
weren't live
four.
last week.
Um I'm I'm kind of indifferent to it.
Mm.
I I don't hate it, but it just doesn't feel like it's for me.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's
Um
not. It's not for me either. I didn't mind episode three. Episode three, I thought was okay. Like I liked when they started kind of traveling down the road, and obstacles or the houses appearing, and they're going in, and it's kind of like escape room, do this, bit of fun with the gang, trying to figure out the puzzles and survive the room and get the fuck out. And I was like, this isn't the worst. I don't want a full season of this, obviously, but I was like,
oh
for
the
one episode, I was like, it's not
yeah.
too bad. But then they started like kind of episode four off the same way. It's like we need to summon a new witch, and I was like, it's gonna be Aubrey Plaza. It's very fucking obvious. Here we go, and
Mhm.
it's like the big reveal. I was like, that wasn't a reveal at all, but yeah, and then they just kind of keep going, and again, it's another fucking kill room sort of situation. I'm just like, ah, oh, Jesus, okay, right. So when we're getting more of this, but and the whole fucking jam session was just real cheesy. I was just like, me and my girlfriend looked at each other and just went, oh god, this is bad. But
Yeah,
yeah, oh, it was just cheesy, bro. Very
it,
cheesy.
it's very much akin to kind of like it's really trying to reach for that fucking 70s 80s style of like girls in a girl band kind of thing, and they're banding together and they're doing this thing together, and it's like, yeah, we've seen that before though. Like, can you try something else? Like, I don't know, like and in my head it's like I don't want to keep like beating the same, like I feel like I'm beating the same horse every time I say this, but it's like, why are they just so mean to each other? Like, why are they
Mm,
just so like so snarky and acting like that? Like nobody can have the right answer, and that and even the kid didn't have really much to say either. Like he's just very much in the background, and anytime he says something, like it's more so his fascination with them. And like I'm all like I'm totally all for that, but like they shut him down so quickly.
yeah,
Um, it just doesn't it like it's so much of a let the older let the grown-ups talk and also let
yeah,
the women talk. It's like, eh, can you like be inclusive like you say you want to be? Can you just
yeah,
like can you let things just be? Can you just be happy that things are happening the way that you want? Agatha, to be honest, Agatha should be the only person that is being the biggest bitch to everyone, and everybody else should be nice and be like, Agatha, what the fuck? Like, why are you doing this? Like, we're just trying to help. Like, we wanted to help you. We wanted to get down the road. We wanted to do all these things. And Agatha should be like, like, and I'd be fine with that, because then it's like that's akin to what she's known for at this point.
mm,
It just bothers me that they're all like that. Like they all just can't get over the fact that they're just mean. They're just mean people. I don't like it.
yeah, yeah. They're like old witches, so I suppose that's kind of what old witches are like. But I understand where you're coming from. Like it's just kind of it's a little difficult to watch at times. There's like some theories going around online as to who the kid is, and I think one of the big guesses was that it was actually going to be Agatha's son. What's his name? I can't think of his name in the comics, but basically, Aubrey Plaza's character kind of debunked that in the latest episode where she was kind of like, this kid isn't yours. Like, so now a lot of people are saying like, oh, it's Wiccan. Like, it's Wanda's kid.
And fuck off with that. I don't like that. Like
I I
that's
I
so
think it's probably what's going to happen. Um, just if you think about it as well, it's like why is he so eager to get on the road? And it's like maybe that's where Wanda is, and they'll come to the end of the road, and he's gonna like revive her or do something to bring her back, and that's gonna be how she gets reintroduced into the MCU because we know she's coming back. They've said she's dead in this show. We know 100% she's coming back. Like Elizabeth Olsen is returning as Scarlet Witch. Like we know that for a fact. So something is going to happen in this show to resurrect her, and I think it's going to be this kid is going to be Wiccan, and he's going to bring her back. I think there was a picture in one of the promos. I haven't seen the actual promo, but I've seen the screenshot around the place, and it's
mhm.
him using his magic, and he's got like the blue kind of like casting, just like Wiccan in the comics. So everyone's like, "Oh fuck, it's Wiccan in the comics." Like, and I think potentially there was a pop toy that was like pre-released or maybe leaked out there as well, and it had him down listed as Wiccan in it. So it's Wiccan, bro.
Fucking annoying, dude. Like it's like such a, in my opinion, such a bad way to like get a character introduced is to hide them behind all this bullshit. Because like by the end of it, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I don't care. It's just not, it's not fun for me right now. It's not that I don't hate the show. It's just not fun for me.
Yeah, I think they need to do um a lot of like kind of flashbacks and tell us like some of these characters past and maybe why they have such a problem with Agatha. Because like,
Well,
we're
well,
just
they
seeing
did
people
sort of
with some of
like
them,
with
I suppose
the
there's a bit of an explanation, but like, like the potions master, I can't think of her name. I'm terrible with names, so I'm not gonna know any of their names in this show. But it's like,
was a potion
she
master.
like the bald woman who she's like making all the potions or whatever, and they say that she's like
Oh,
been cut away from her magic or some shit, and it's like why, how, and how do you know Agatha? What's going on here? Like I have like so many questions watching this show, just like why are the two of these fighting so much? Why do they hate each other? Please show us. Please tell us why. Aubrey Plaza and Agatha. We find out that they're ex lovers or whatever, and there's some pretty cool theories going around about who she really is as well. But it's like, I don't know, like it's just like it was so obvious that they were going to be like ex lovers or something. It was just like, oh yeah, of course that's going to be the way they go with this. Like, and like I don't know, man. It feels boring to me. It's like give me a good story, like you know what I mean?
well, and like they bring in Aubrey Plaza just to change the gender of the character that is with Agatha, because originally it was a man, and like I'm cool about that, but it's in the 616 universe, which means that like it should have been a man. But like if you're trying to change, like, and I hate going through this over and over and over, but if you're gonna change things so dramatically like that, you have to explain that like it's a different universe. Like this whole MCU business, like Marvel Cinematic, like everything that's show based, movie based, it should have all been its own universe. And originally it was. I think originally it was, until they were like, people are just trying to say it's a 616, is a 616, and then eventually they're like, well, fuck, give them what they want, and then they'll love it. And it's like, no, I feel like a handful of people don't like it, but the majority of people that are just
I
never really read the comics are fine with it.
I think there was like a Marvel book that was going around a long time ago that was like the history of Marvel, and they referred to the MCU, like the cinematic universe, as like Earth 1999 or some shit like. And like if you remember into the Sony Into the Spider-Verse, the second movie,
Hmm.
Across the Spider-Verse, Miguel's character refers to, he's like that Doctor Strange kid and that Spider-Man kid in Earth 19999 or whatever. Do you remember that line from that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember like the girl who plays Miss Marvel, she like referred to, he's like, it's not the 616, it's 199999. And like I don't know if like it was and then they changed it, but maybe they should have just kept it. And then there'd be none of this kind of confusion.
Yeah, because like then I wouldn't mind it. I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
so this is a new take. It's a new spin. Just I'm cool with it. It's
Separate,
part
it's
of,
something. Yeah.
yeah. It's like when you have your standard comics, which are 616, and you have Ultimates, which is 1610. Then you have like Ultimates 2, which I don't know the universe for that one, but like you essentially have different iterations. They're all over the place. There's even Marvel Zombies isn't the same universe as everything else. It's not. It's within its own section because it's a split off from what actually would have happened in 616, because everyone's
Mhm.
still alive in 616 essentially, except for the ones that have died, been resurrected, and whatnot. But
Yeah.
we won't get too deep into that.
Yeah, yeah, no, no. Yeah, like I just again, the show I think looks well. I think it's kind of acted well, but and I don't think the budget is too high as well. So I think like from a statistic standpoint, I think like Disney are saying this show is a big success. I wouldn't know if I'd call it a big success, but financially it's probably making them money, so that's a success in their eyes. Nothing else matters. Um, and I just think like I see a lot of people like trying to compare this show to The Penguin. I'm like, it's like the stupidest shit ever. It's like, why are you comparing it? Like, they're two completely different shows. Is it because they're airing in the same weeks? Is it because it's Marvel versus DC? Like, what's the comparisons here? Like, I don't really know. And like, is it
Yeah,
boys versus girls? What are they trying to
I,
portray here? Like, I was like, these things shouldn't even be in the same category. Like, one is like very much like rated mature. It's gangster show, kind of for adults. Whatever. This show's a teeny show about witches and stuff. Like, a couple of jump scares. It's not
it's not a
really.
teeny. I wouldn't say it's a teeny
Well,
show.
sorry,
Like
sorry.
it.
I don't know. Like, I
No, no,
think
no,
it.
no, 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 no. Those are adult women and one kid. You
Yeah.
have to have all. You have to have all teens doing shit, and we're the kids in America bullshit.
So the
And then
cast
you have
has to
teenage.
be kids for it to be for teens.
Yes,
I don't know about
I've never watched anything in my life that had to do besides Hocus Pocus, because that also that involved a ton of kids.
Yeah, I've never really thought about it like that, but yeah, I don't know.
You know, Finto. Like it's literally that's the formula. Those
Mm,
those are those are those are 30 to 40-year-old women
yeah.
going through hardships and
Well,
being mean to each other.
it's definitely not a show made for 30 to 40-year-old women, though.
Are you sure about that?
I
Are
really
you
think so.
sure about that?
They haven't been marketing it that way anyway. I'll give them that. I think it's for teenagers slash early 20s, mostly women.
What teens are watching this shit? They
I'd say
literally
loads,
had
bro.
they
I'd say
literally had
loads.
70 to 80s like style shit. They had music. That's fucking Josie and the Pussycat shit.
I,
Don't
I
you
yeah, I don't know,
no.
man. I don't think kids care about that shit. They
Then
just
why do you say it's
they
for kids?
no, as in I don't think they care that they don't get the references.
They do care.
I don't know. I don't know. Because like, I'm trying to think. There was that song "Take on Me."
Yeah.
Take on me. I was like, that like appears in everything, right? Like, and it's been a song around for so long. But like my son said, oh, that was in like that's the song from Despicable Me or something. I'm like, what? I was like, no, that song's older than all of us. Like, it's like, but the kids don't give a shit because they're like, oh, it's just they picked it because it's like that song that they heard in something else, and he loves that song because it's the song from Despicable Me 4. Like, he
Yeah,
doesn't care that it's a song from the 80s.
that makes sense because that's a kid's movie.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it has 80s stuff in it, 70s, 80s stuff in it, but it's like it does that's not relevant to the
They're
kids.
appealing to the kids.
Yeah.
You're not winning this argument now. Like
Okay. I'm not it
no.
isn't an argument, but okay.
It feels like it now.
No,
I'm
it's
feeling
not.
it. Like it's literally one of those moments where it's like dude, like I don't know any kid who wants to see a bunch of grown women going through shit. Like, do you see kids watching First Wives Club?
I don't even know what First Wives Club is.
Exactly, because you were a kid when that first came out.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. No idea.
That's a bunch of grown ass women trying to get revenge back on their husbands that swindled them out of money.
Yeah, never heard of it. Brand new information to me. Yeah, I don't know.
Good
Like I'm
movie.
just
It was fun.
okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just like I'd love to hear from them like officially who they are actually trying to market the show to, because it's not people like me, it's not people like you, it's not women in their fucking mid to late
Yes,
40s and 50s.
they're back after so long. If they were like younger, if they were in their 20s to early 30s, then maybe I would have considered believing you on this. But this
I
is the
don't
older women. It's appealing. It's trying to hit a different demographic.
I don't know any women my age or older that are watching this show and going, "Oh, this is good." I don't know one. Not
How
one.
old's your old lady?
She's around my age and she doesn't like this show.
So it tried.
She
It
says it's
failed.
for teenagers. She says it's
Really?
for
Like
kids.
it's
Yeah.
just that doesn't make sense though, man. I've never watched anything as a teenager regarding older gentlemen or older women that like just made me feel like, "Oh yeah, no, it was always Teen Titans. It was fucking Kids Next Door. It was like all the shit that involved kids, teens, things like that like because it appeals to me. It speaks to me. Catherine
Mm.
Hahn, I think she's in her fucking 50s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like those ladies are all in their 50s and 60s probably.
I don't know, but like sure, like fucking Ryan Reynolds is in his late 40s. He's gonna be 50 soon. The Rock is 53. He appeals to kids. You know, like it's like
But yeah, but he's literally doing movies with kids.
yeah, yeah, no, I know.
Deadpool does like Deadpool is just Deadpool. He's in Fortnite.
Deadpool's
He's
for
like
everyone. Yeah.
yes, exactly because they appeal to everyone. They put him in everything.
Yeah.
We're like when Agatha Harkness shows up in Fortnite, then I'll start believing you.
Yeah. I don't know. Like the way I think of it is like I think this is kind of like a Marvel version of like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That's how I kind of
Ew, dude, no,
yeah, that's kind of the way I see it is.
no.
Yeah.
No, dude, like even the new like scary adventure or whatever the fuck it's called of Sabrina, even that's like kind of close, but it's not really hitting it. It's just for people that were like, "Oh shit, I remember Sabrina. I remember watching that." We've
Yeah.
never seen like Agatha Harkness before.
True. True.
What do you like?
Well, she
That's
was in
confusing.
WandaVision, and I suppose it's like everyone loved WandaVision. It's like here's a story. Here, let's give her her own story. And
Yeah, and look,
WandaVision, would you say
uh,
WandaVision was more for a younger audience?
no,
No.
no, it was literally going through the years. It was going through the 40s through the 90s. You couldn't you like who would remember the honeymooner shit, the fucking I Love Lucy shit? Like it's so
Nobody.
hard. Like no,
Nobody.
nobody. You'd have to be in your 30s, 30s to 40s.
Yeah. I don't even remember half of those shows. It's an American thing, really. Like it's something that kind of passes over the rest of the world, I think. But I don't
I'm
know.
well,
I still
no. Like it just really depends on what kind of TV that you watch, and not and depending on where you are, it's gated at times. But like I've heard of people saying that they knew about I Love Lucy. There are people in this world that love I Love Lucy.
yeah, but there's people in this world that it didn't even air on their TVs, like, you know.
I, you can make the same argument about everything else, Finto. I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
it's hit and miss. Well,
Mhm.
like, but in all, the age demographic is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get some answers from Disney themselves when it's all said and done.
Uh, they're.
I doubt it
I
though.
mean, Aubrey Plaza already said it for everyone.
Yeah, no, she did, yeah.
Yeah.
um,
Well, like I wonder what they're planning to do with that relationship. Are they it's gonna is it just gonna be a one shot? Is it gonna be like is one of them gonna die at the end of it? And then, basically it's just Agatha all along. Is it literally gonna be
I get
like
all
a
alone by the end.
yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
probably.
like it's basically taking a story that was already done, redoing it, and probably turning it into a shit show, and then by the end of it, we're not gonna care.
I think didn't she mention in the latest episode the girls asked like, "Oh, how many people survived the road the last time?" And she said it was only her. So she's like, only I survived, so I would
No,
not be surprised.
no. How
Oh,
many
she said
people have
one.
how many people have died?
No, I think the line was, "How many people like survived to the end with you the last time?" And
Could have
she
sworn it was
said one.
died.
No, I think I'm pretty sure I'm right because I remember thinking like, "Oh, well, that kind of means that everyone else is going to die, or we're going to lose a lot more people than just one."
All right.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing. Um, do you have any other kind of nerdy news that you want to talk about?
For anime watchers, the Japanese voice actor for Frankie